After work, I was bored and scrolling through social media when I accidentally came across a post. The poster asked, "I went for my prenatal checkup today and found out there's something wrong with the baby. I have to get an abortion, but my mother-in-law and husband really care about this child. How can I frame someone else for it?" Looking at this dark thought, I assumed it was probably just another engagement farming post trying to go viral. These posts nowadays have no bottom line. They'll make up any story for traffic. But out of curiosity, I still clicked in. The post had only been up for a few hours, and the poster's IP address was from the same area as mine. There weren't many comments yet, and most of them were condemning the poster for having no morals just to gain followers. I scrolled down, and at the very bottom there was actually a comment genuinely trying to help the poster. You can find an opportunity to have your family member, colleague, or friend touch your belly, then later pretend to have stomach pain. After the miscarriage, you can blame that person and even get a hefty compensation. Seeing this comment seriously giving advice to the poster completely shattered my worldview. I noticed there was an author's mark below it, which made it even more unbelievable. After scrolling through that post, I fell into a drowsy sleep since I had an early meeting the next day. The next day at the office, I immediately got busy with work and completely forgot about yesterday's post. During lunch break, everyone gathered together to chat. I was just about to share that morally corrupt post from yesterday when my colleague, Madison Carter, spoke first. She was already almost 4 months pregnant, rubbing her belly while saying, "My belly is getting more and more obvious. I can feel the baby moving these past few days. I think this child is very active." Colleagues all offered their congratulations. Madison, looking at your pregnancy glow, based on my experience, probably a big baby boy. Active is good. It means the baby is healthy and strong. Exactly, Madison. You're definitely going to have an adorable child. She rubbed her belly and said, "Boy or girl doesn't matter. I spent the past few years focusing on my career and only started thinking about having a baby these 2 years. My in-laws really care about this. They practically want to keep me locked at home taking care of me, but I can't let go of things at the company, so I'll finish this month before taking leave." Madison, you're so dedicated. Health should come first, though. Yeah, everyone else is eager to rest, but you're eager to come to work. I watched her happily rubbing her belly while everyone sincerely blessed her, and I swallowed the words about that post I was about to share. After all, she was pregnant too. The clock in the break room chimed several times. Work time was about to start. Everyone brushed the cookie crumbs off themselves and picked up their coffee, preparing to return to their desks. Addison suddenly grabbed me and quietly pulled me aside. "Ella, my belly is getting bigger and bigger. I'll probably have to take leave soon. When I leave, this project needs a leader to take over. I think it'll be you. You're the one I'm most optimistic about. I felt a connection with you the moment I saw you." She smiled as she congratulated me. "You're the most capable among this batch of young people. I struggled for years to become team leader. Unlike you, the director has praised you at meetings so many times just months after you joined." She threw compliment after compliment at me. I could only laugh dryly and offer some polite small talk. "Madison, I still have a lot to learn from you. After all, you have more experience. Look at you now. You have a child on the way. Career and family both successful." Just as I finished speaking and was about to leave, she grabbed me again. "Dear, why are you being so formal with me? I stopped you because I want you to share my good fortune." I was a bit confused. Good fortune? Look at my pregnant belly, round and full. Even the elders at home say this belly is full of blessings. There's an old saying that this is called a blessing belly. Whoever touches it will have good luck today. I specifically pulled you aside because I want you to share my blessings. Touch it and your promotion to team leader is guaranteed. She stuck out her belly, full of expectation. The moment I heard those words, alarm bells went off in my head. I immediately thought of the post I saw last night. A pregnant woman wanting to miscarry deliberately lets others touch her belly to frame them. I froze for a second, watching as her eyes lit up, staring at my hand. It was truly bizarre. Better safe than sorry. Although it's wrong to be overly suspicious of others, I still waved my hand. "Madison, thanks for your kindness, but my hands are touching keyboards and equipment all day. I'm afraid my hands have bacteria and aren't clean. It wouldn't be good for the baby. You're pregnant and should be careful." Her smile immediately froze on her face, and her eyes dimmed considerably. I keenly caught the change in her expression. Soon she put on a forced show of generosity. "What's there to be afraid of? Just touch over my clothes. Nothing will happen. Plus, with a layer of belly in between, what could possibly happen to the baby?" If I hadn't seen that post, I definitely wouldn't have thought twice and would have naively thanked her. But thinking about that post, I felt her behavior was becoming increasingly abnormal. "Forget it, Madison. Thanks for your kindness, but let's wait until after you give birth. I'll definitely share the good fortune at the baby shower. The supervisor is coming soon. Let's get back to our desks." I hurriedly excused myself and escaped back to my cubicle before she could say another word. After returning to my desk, I secretly glanced at Madison several times. After I rejected her, her face turned somewhat pale. When people around her discussed work matters, she seemed absent-minded, completely unlike her usual self. But I also had some doubts. Usually she was very enthusiastic and always smiling at work. She didn't seem like someone with such dark thoughts. All afternoon, I watched her maintain a cold expression, occasionally touching her belly as if something was weighing on her mind. After work and back home, I still had some doubts about the whole thing. Was I being too sensitive? At work, she and I never had any conflicts or disputes. I'd always respected her as a senior. She really had no reason to harm me like this. With questions in mind, I opened that post again and carefully examined the details. A day had passed and the post had gained quite a bit of traffic, but most people were condemning the poster in the comments. "How can you live the rest of your life after gaining followers this way? If I see another post like this, let me win the lottery." Almost no one believed this was a genuine question. Probably afraid of acquaintances seeing it, this was a newly created account. The author had no profile description, and the avatar was a generic one many people used. Aside from her IP address being from the same area as mine, I couldn't see any more details. I scrolled through the unanimous condemnation in the comments below and suddenly remembered the comment from yesterday that suggested letting others touch her belly. Because it was so malicious, few people had liked it, and that comment had already sunk to the bottom. I casually refreshed, only to discover that the poster had actually replied to that comment just a few minutes ago. "Hello, may I ask if there are any other methods besides letting someone touch my belly? The belly touching was rejected, so it's not very feasible." The moment I saw those words, my eyes widened in disbelief. I refreshed several times to confirm this comment really existed. How could there be such a coincidence? Madison just happened to ask me to touch her belly belly today, and I just happened to reject her. At that moment, I felt my head go numb. Even my breathing stopped for a few beats. After a long while, no one replied to that poster, but I felt it was getting more and more terrifying. If it really was Madison, then since she didn't succeed today, she definitely wouldn't let it go in the future. Looking at her determination today, she wouldn't give up until she found a scapegoat to take the fall for her. I thought it over several times, trying to figure out what grudge Madison and I had that would make her want to harm me like this. Or was she just looking to frame a random person and I just happened to be the one she picked today? So if I didn't take the bait, would she shift her target to harm other colleagues? My speculation was soon verified. Madison's target had always been only me. The next morning, I had just woken up when I opened that post again. That person had replied to the poster. If touching the belly didn't work, then have that person bring you a meal or a drink. After eating, say your stomach hurts. Insist that there was something wrong with what she brought you that caused the miscarriage. Even if a real lawyer gets involved, she'll bear some responsibility one way or another. I was staring at this comment in shock. There really are such vicious people in the world. The next second, my phone notification sounded. It was a message from Madison. Ella, I got up a bit late today. Could you please bring me breakfast? I'll transfer you the money. After all, I'm in a special period and can't go hungry. It's not good for the baby. Seeing I didn't reply immediately, she sent a few more emojis urging me. I looked at the reply under the post, still not having recovered. This basically proved that the poster was Madison and she was clearly targeting me. I opened the message again. Madison had even tagged me in our small group chat. Ella, I'd like to ask you to bring me breakfast on your way to work. The other colleagues either take the subway or squeeze onto buses. Only you drive, so it's more convenient. She added a creepy smiling emoji at the end that sent chills down my spine. I could only pretend I didn't see it and didn't reply with a single word. My phone buzzed several more times, probably messages from her. I didn't even look at them. This Madison had clearly dug a pit and was waiting for me to jump in. I originally thought we had no conflicts and were just colleagues with a peaceful relationship. Now it seems I was too naive. Some people's hatred has no reason. I figured out why Madison chose me first. Because I actually had the financial means. Almost everyone else in our department had just graduated from college, renting apartments with hardly any money. Only I, relying on my parents' financial support, had already bought a house and a car. So Madison chose me as the scapegoat because after framing me, she would get a hefty sum no matter what. There was another reason. Recalling her pretentious behavior yesterday, I finally understood. She said that when she takes maternity leave, I would probably be promoted to team leader by management. She was afraid of losing her current team leader position. It was earned through seniority, but ever since I joined the company, the boss had praised my proposals at meetings more than once and had started, intentionally or unintentionally, assigning some projects to me. Madison was so calculating, wanting to pin her child's life on me. Not only could she avoid being blamed by her husband and in-laws, but she could also eliminate an obstacle in her career path. What a perfect plan to kill two birds with one stone. Truly flawless. As soon as I arrived at the company, Madison was wailing at her desk, clutching her belly. When she saw me, her eyes lit up as if she'd spotted prey. Ella, sweetheart, you're finally here. I'm so sorry to trouble you. I stayed up late last night revising the proposal and overslept this morning. I didn't have time to eat breakfast. Being pregnant and not eating breakfast makes my stomach feel like it's burning. I could only play dumb. I'm really sorry, Madison. I had my phone on Do Not Disturb mode after rest time last night and didn't see your messages. I pretended as if I had just opened my phone. Hearing me say this, her face suddenly changed and darkened, as if she was choking on anger stuck in her throat. Looking at her expression, I confirmed the fact that she was the poster. She deliberately clutched her belly and curled up at her desk. Oh my, oh my. It's okay, Ella. I understand. But I'm really starving right now. It's inconvenient for me to move around. Let me transfer you the money first. Could you please make a quick trip downstairs to buy me something to eat? She pretended to look weak while people around her came over with concern. What's wrong, Madison? Are you feeling unwell, Madison? You're in a special situation right now. You need to protect the baby in your belly. Your health comes first. Everything else is secondary. It's nothing. I just didn't have time to eat breakfast this morning. I'm a bit dizzy. I was just asking Ella to make a quick trip downstairs to buy me something to eat. She smoothly stated her request in front of everyone. If I played dumb again, I would really seem heartless. Okay, Madison, drink some water first. I'll put my things down and go buy something for you right away. Hearing me say this, a smile finally appeared at the corner of her mouth. Thank you so much, Ella. I deliberately took my time putting down my bag while sneaking glances at the clock on the wall. At 8 o'clock sharp, the supervisor would come up from downstairs for inspection. I timed it perfectly. The moment the supervisor came up, I was already jogging, preparing to go downstairs. Pretending I couldn't dodge in time, I deliberately bumped right into her. She staggered from my collision and nearly fell to the ground. I looked up to meet the supervisor's face and hurriedly apologized. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Miss Thompson. I was in such a hurry I didn't see you coming up. The supervisor usually had a bad temper, but seeing me, she suppressed her anger. What are you in such a rush for so early in the morning?